Beyond the edible reward that awaits after cooking, there's always been a deeper, almost emotional connectedness I feel with food when I use my hands to make a meal. A moment of serenity in a fast-paced, often overwhelming world. Like taking a deep breath. The mixing and mingling of ingredients which nature so freely provides us to then fill and energize our bodies for another day. Baking the seeded loaf always grounds me, both in the making and the eating, adorned with whatever toppings I crave in the moment. It's such a delicious, nutrient-dense way to start any day. For lunch, I wanted to make something to celebrate this summer's tomatoes. Something fresh and hearty. I roasted the tomatoes in all their blushing red glory, with mushrooms and some tofu to add meatiness. Drizzled generously with balsamic vinegar and sturdy herbs like rosemary and thyme. For a savoury base, I fried onions and garlic and tossed through some cooked brown rice. Then the caramelized vegetables, sweet and golden, reeking of balsamic. I made a basil and lemon tahini dressing to bring it all together. A welcome, creamy and vibrant finish. Such a satisfying, incredibly flavorful little lunch. By 3 p.m, like clockwork, my body always longed for something small and sweet, just to whet the appetite. Today it was rice crackers with crunchy peanut butter and strawberry jam, always washed down with chai tea. It was a cold evening, which is unusual for late summer, so I wanted something cozy. I decided on a potato top chili, packed full of vegetables and warming spices. I added quinoa and lentils for bulk and goodness. Such a hearty and reassuring meal. I nearly always end my day with something sweet. Lately it's been oats and cinnamon with blueberries, coconut yogurt and plenty of maple syrup. Eaten tucked up in bed, full and content. Hello, I hope you enjoyed that little what I eat in a day segment. It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Sometimes I eat more, sometimes I eat less. Often I eat out or eat packaged foods. That was just one day among many, but I hope you found some inspiration from it. And I left all the recipes in the description box, so check those out if you want. But I thought I would end the video by talking about books and also answering a couple of questions I didn't get around to answering in my last video. I think the last time I spoke about books, I was just starting The Silent Patient. This book was so good. I think I read it in about a day and a half and I stayed up until midnight because I had to finish it, and midnight is really late for me. So that's saying something. I just found it incredibly compelling, and I just needed to know what happened next. I said in my last video too, I don't naturally gravitate towards thrillers, but I absolutely do now. I feel like it's opened this whole new world for me to discover, and I'm really excited about that. It was just a really good, solid, gripping book. Easy to read, nothing particularly groundbreaking about the way that it was written, but just a really, really good book. And it had an awesome twist at the end of it, which I thought that I had guessed, but I got it completely wrong, and my mind blown. Highly recommend it. At the moment, I am reading Alias Grace by Margaret Atwood. I have read The Handmaid's Tale and The Testament by her, and I really love those. This took maybe about 100 pages for me to kind of get into. I think just because it's got such a different rhythm to the book that I was reading before it. It's set in the 1840s, so, you know, the tone and the language is really different. It just took a while for me to get into that world. But once I did, I felt like I really, really started to enjoy it. I've only got a couple of 100 pages to go, so I won't give too much away. I'll wait until I finished it. But yeah, I really like it so far. And that leads me on nicely to my first question I got was, what genres or books are you drawn to? And to be honest, this was a hard question for me to answer because I don't think there is a particular genre that I read above others. When I was younger, I was probably a bit more drawn to fantasy novels just because I loved escaping into a completely different world. But I feel like I can kind of do that with any good fiction book now. I've definitely been through a phase where I only read classics. In the last few years, I've been reading a lot more contemporary novels, but I just read what I like, you know, and that can be things that I'm recommended, things that I find, and I don't feel like I'm stuck on one genre, and I'm kind of glad for that because it just means that my reading world is really diverse. And I think what it comes down to is I just love reading, you know, that's it. I've always loved the escapism of it, how I can just completely leave my reality and go into somebody else's. I love storytelling, and I just have always found so much comfort in reading, and it's always such a privilege to read this world that another individual has created. I love it. I could not recommend it more. I don't understand people who don't read often. I just feel like it's such a gift and joy of life having books to read. But yeah, another question I got was, what YouTubers do you watch? Like, who do you watch on YouTube? And I wrote a list down so I wouldn't forget anybody, but these are who I've been watching a lot lately. I kind of go through phases, I guess, with YouTube, but these are my consistent ones at the moment. Dan Whitehead, obviously, perhaps a little bit biased, but his videos are beautiful. If you haven't watched his channel, he does mostly running, lifestyle, movie recommendations. His videos are just so well produced, and it's such a privilege watching him progress as a filmmaker. He is a perfectionist, probably to his detriment, so it can take him a long time to make a video because it has to look and feel a certain way, and if he doesn't, he reshoots every shot. So it takes a while, but he puts so much time and love and effort into his videos, and you can really see that at the end result. It's so beautifully produced and filmed. I always tell him I'm his #1 fan because I am so proud of him. Go check him out if you haven't. I'm sure you have already. Honey Bunch of Onion Tops. Hey Phoebe, I know you're watching. I've been watching Phoebe's channel for a couple of years now actually, and I just love them. They're so uniquely comforting and zen and just lovely to watch. She does a lot of food stuff. She's written a couple of cookbooks, which I find really impressive because she's 23. And just follows her life in Melbourne. She loves dogs. She's got a really cool garden. Yeah, Phoebe's awesome. Such a sweetheart. Vinisha Lamanna, she is based in London. She lives with her chef husband, and they do a lot around sustainability in food and in fashion. She's got a really awesome podcast called Talking Taste Buds, which I highly recommend checking that out. So yeah, her channel is great. Where I Live, which is a YouTuber based in New York. She does a lot around sustainable fashion, thrifting, and kind of just lifestyle stuff. I've always thought that she was really sweet. Love watching her videos. Been watching her for a couple of years. She's really cool. Athena Miller, she is based in the UK. She does a lot around hiking. She recently wrote a hiking guide based in the UK. Every time I watch her videos, it makes me want to move to the countryside in the UK. She lives in a little cottage with her partner and her dog. Just like really dreamy, lovely to watch. Brittany Bathgate, she's a recent discovery. She does really long weekly vlogs, and there's just something so calm and zen and intriguing about her videos. She's just really sweet. She's quite funny. She does a lot around like fashion, also like book recommendations and stuff. Really like her. Rachel Alma, she's a vegan chef. She's written a cookbook. She does like what I eat in a day videos and recipe videos. She's really great. Lastly, Hiram. He does skincare videos. When I first started following him at the beginning of last year, he had 1 million subscribers, and now he has 4 million subscribers, so he's doing something right. He's just really charming and sweet and has a lot of knowledge. I've learned so much about him, so much about skincare through him. If you're interested at all about skincare, highly recommend watching him. He's just, yeah, a real sweetheart. That's all for now. Just want to say thank you as always for being here and watching. Thank you so much for your comments as well. They make it all worth it when I read them. Because these do take quite a while to make, so when I read a nice comment or I feel like somebody's got something out of it, it just makes it all worth it. But yeah, thank you for being here. I always find it really buzzy that people even watch these, so thanks so much. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.